welcome y'all back to the channel. My name is Todd and it's time to get cooking again. So today we're making Italian beef subs. So let's get our ingredients prepared. For our Italian beef, we're going to need salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, a beef chuck roast, pepperoncini peppers, whole and sliced, beef broth, some hoagie rolls, some mayo, and some sliced provolone cheese. So let's prep this up. For our Italian roast, I've got roughly a 5-pound beef roast here. And what we're going to need to do is cut this into chunks. And we're going to put them into an oven-safe dish. I'm using one of my Magnolites. And you don't have to use any specific size, just large chunks. Because once this is done, we're going to end up shredding it up. And we are just about there. And I'm not too much worried about the fat that's on this roast because it will render off during cooking. And we are getting close. It's the first time I've used a roast this big. I ended up having to ask the butcher if they had a large roast because most of them, if you notice, most of your roasts tend to be between 2 to 3 pounds. And so I told him, I said, hey, you know, I need something about 4 to 5 pounds. He's like, yeah, I can do that. So, all right. There we go. All right, so let me get my hands washed up. And as always, we need to make sure that we wash our hands after working with raw meat. So once I get cleaned up, we'll start seasoning this up. Alright, so I've done gotten all cleaned up, got my hands washed. So to our roast, we are going to add about 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, 4 teaspoons of salt, and about 2 teaspoons of pepper. Then we're going to add in about a cup of chicken broth. So we're going to also go ahead and open up our peppers. So we're going to give this a quick mix. And yes, I know I just washed my hands, but you know, that's not a problem. Because I'm going to wash them again anyway. So once we've got all that coated, then we're going to take our jar of pepperoncini peppers and we're going to dump the whole thing in here along with all their peppers. Come on. There we go. Give this just a quick toss again. Alright, so this is going to go into a 350-degree oven, and we are going to cook this till it is tender, which will probably take between 3 to 5 hours. So let's get this in the oven and then we'll be back to shred it up. Okay, so this has been going about 3.5 hours. So let's go ahead and check our meat. I'm going to pull pull out a piece, make sure we can shred it easily. Yep, perfect. All right, so now what we need to do, we need to just fish out all the beef chunks and put them in a large bowl. And don't worry about if you get any of the peppers with them, because once we get this shredded up, this is going to go back into the broth. All right, there we go. All right, so now that we've got this all pulled out, we're gonna start shredding this up. So let me move some of this stuff around and we'll be right back. All right, so now we just need to start shredding our beef. And we don't wanna like finely shred it, but we do wanna leave some chunk, leave it as kind of shredded chunky. And as you're going through, if you get some fat that didn't render out, just take it and set it to the side. And so I'm going to continue doing this, and once we get this all shredded up, then we're going to put this back in our broth. All right, so we've gotten our beef all shredded up, and what I've also done is I pulled out the peppers and I've removed all the stems. So now we're going to put this back in our broth. Make sure we get all this off our plate. There we go. Going to give this a good stir. And what we want to do is we want to let this sit in the broth for about 15 minutes or so that way the broth can get reabsorbed into the beef pieces. So we're going to let this sit for about 15 minutes, and then once that's done, we'll be back and start building our subs. All right, so the meat's been soaking in the broth for 15 minutes, and we have us a toasted sub bun. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some mayo on this. Made a mess. I knew it was coming. I gotta set that to the side, and we're gonna get her some of our provolone cheese. And now we're gonna get us some of this meat. Oh my God, this stuff tastes so good. All right, we're going to top this with a few more peppers. And there we go. All done. So I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Remember, new videos are posted every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, enjoy.